What an exciting time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a beautiful day in the markets. We are starting in less than a minute. Let's get this money, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update brought to you by KrakenCryptocurrency.com. Hopefully everybody is doing absolutely fantastic wherever you are in the world, however you happen to be watching us, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, DLive, Facebook, and all the things, Twitter. We've got an exciting day in the markets and we've got so much to talk about. Obviously, Bitcoin pumping mightily today. Beautiful day, so shout outs and congratulations to those long holding traders and my deepest, sincerest condolences to you perma bears out there. But Bitcoin is up. We are doing it, baby. We are up almost 5%, a little bit more, almost 6% on the daily, depending on whether you're looking at the perps or the spot. So we're going to break that down. We're going to discuss why that is. Of course, big news hitting the screener. We do have the Grayscale victory over the SEC. The Grayscale has, of course, appealed the decision from the SEC to deny the conversion of their GBTC trust into a physical ETF, and they have won that court case. We also have some negative news, of course, a sealed court order coming out against Binance and the SEC's ongoing investigation and case against Binance. Does this pose or does this bode ill for the cryptocurrency markets or for Binance in general? And will Bitcoin continue to march on? Yes. Spoiler. Yes, Bitcoin will continue to march on. We're also going to be discussing some fundamentals in FUD, potentially on Magic, the cryptocurrency Magic. We're also going to be breaking down today's biggest winners in DeFi, what I think is hot, what is looking viable. We're going to discuss our current altcoin positions, as well as, of course, a copy trading update. And then, of course, we will be looking at the Bitcoin chart and discussing exactly how I played the Bitcoin chart, go over the trades that did well for me, the trades that did poorly for me, and what you guys can learn from that as well. So if you guys enjoyed the content and you want to support the show, we cannot grow without your support. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already and smash that like button. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm notices us, and share this content to your friends, your family, heck, even people you don't like. We'll do anything for attention. All right, guys, let's get cracking. All right, so much to talk about. Of course, starting off with a copy trading update. If you are not aware, you can, of course, sign up to copy trade me on Fairdesk. Win when I win, lose when I lose, of course. The link is in the description to do that if you are so interested. Of course, we did just give away our first weekly giveaway. We are giving away $100 every single week to 3 individuals. All you have to do to qualify to win is to sign up to copy trade me in the week. So you can sign up to copy trade me this week and deposit into your account. And the top 3 depositors will win 100 USDT credited directly to their wallet on Fairdesk. The first 3 distributions already went out on Monday. Congratulations to those winners. They've already been notified and they've already gotten their money. So if you'd like to get those gains, sign up to copy trade me. All right, quick copy trading update. We can simply go to copy trade here and go to my copy trades. So far, 70% win rate for the last 7 days, 71% rate for the last 3 weeks. I've won 30 of my 36 trades, 14-day P&L of about $400 and 7-day P&L of about $317. So overall, things going well. I want to go over. So yeah, I made about, let's see here. So 519 on the long, 247 on the long here on the BTC longs. Of course, this was the hedge, which pulled away from the profits a little bit, but still was able to push us nicely into the profits. I want to talk about something here. So I want to talk first just about my my growth of my account. So as you guys know who have been following me, you will see that my margin balance over here is about $5,030. Now, as you know, I started off this entire copy trading journey about a month and a half ago with $5,000. And within the first week, I was still learning the platforms. Everything was still figuring out. I made some mistakes and I lost $1,000. So I was down to $4,000. So I was at $4,000 at the beginning of this month. I am now at $5,030. So that is a 25% increase of my account. I have grown my account back from that mistake, 25% back to being whole. Okay. And I should be seeing almost all of my copy traders as well being back to being whole. But if we go in here and I go to my followers, I can still see that there are some individuals that are down. So to these individuals, you know who you are. Go check your stats, see if you're down or see if you're up. You're going to notice the difference. Have you made money or have you lost money copy trading me? If you've lost money copy trading me, there is something wrong with your settings and you need to adjust them. So if you're having difficulties with this, please contact me in the Discord or post in our official support channel. We have a Fairdesk support channel in the Discord. I want to get this resolved with you guys. I want you guys making money, not losing money, but your settings have to be correct. All right. So double check your settings. If you're confused, make sure you go watch my video that I just put out last week on how to properly copy trade me with the proper settings. And let's get this turned around, ladies and gentlemen. All right. But very excited, 25% growth in the last month. And we're just going to continue pushing, moving forward and gaining. All right, that's all I've got to say about this, about copy trading. Getting right into Bitcoin, and then we'll get into the news. Of course, very exciting day. We are up a significant amount. Look at this beautiful pump down here on the 15-minute time frame. Sideways consolidation, crushed low volatility, and then just massive expansion, right? And the bears tried to step in here, and they got smacked. And the bears are trying to step in here, and they'll probably be mildly successful. Honestly, looking at this, we'll probably see a mild success of the bears, and then a continued push back up. But of course, do not fade hypes. Do not fade when Bitcoin's pumping. I know everybody kind of gets this. This is very tricky. So when we've been in this range for quite a long time, since Bitcoin fell from 30K. And ever since that period of time, well, 29,000 really, we had fallen from 30K previously to that, into the consolidation at 29. But when we fell here, and we're going to go over all this in a little bit, we entered into this range. And for those who are like lower time frame trading or scalping, you know, you get used to like buying oversold, shorting overbought, buying oversold, shorting overbought. And there's a variety of strategies that you can utilize. Of course, we can look at mine, for example. This is my lower time frame intraday setup. This is exactly how I'm trading on Fairdesk, utilizing volatility, CVD, and open interest primarily, as well as my ISA spot. So you kind of get in this habit of playing the range, of fading the breakouts in both directions. And then the problem is when the break actually occurs, you're going to find yourself, this has happened to me so many times in the past, and it's a very difficult habit to break, but again, knowledge is half the battle. So when we have a market situation like this, where we've been in a range for a long time, and then we finally get resolution of that range in a big pump, what do these traders want to do? Well, the first time they see a red candle, they want to short because they think, oh, this is the juicy like market reversal fade. And then they get smashed in the face because they can't differentiate between a range and a trend. So one of the easiest lessons that you guys can just incorporate into your brain, and this will not necessarily make you money, but it will prevent you from losing a lot of money, which is do not fade hypes. Don't fade high momentum breakouts. Don't fade crazy price action. If you don't have a good strategy for dealing with high volatility, then just stay out of the market because you're probably going to get wiped out. So for the majority of traders right here on the lower time frames, particularly today, I recommend not doing anything. You don't have to do anything. Just wait for a trade to come to you. What do you think the big trades are? The big trades are probably going to be the pushback up to 30K. And then later on this year, the big trade is going to be probably shorting back down to 18 to 20. And that's just current projections, all right? So don't be like the old me. And don't, after you see a big, massive move like this, after a long period of consolidation, don't be so quick to short it. Just don't be so quick to fade it. You're probably going to get spanked. And nobody likes being spanked, right? Well, yeah, I guess some people do, but we're not those people. You know what I'm saying? All right, moving on. Okay. Let's zoom this out. Of course, we'll just break everything down on the weekly time frame. We are just consolidating in this broad range between 30K and 26K roughly. We've had some deviations down below wicking behavior. But overall, fundamentally, I think things are actually looking pretty good for BTC. I've had a little bit more time to collect my thoughts, and I just realized a lot of interesting things. So For example, and this is exactly what I posted to the premium members this morning. Let's go to the daily so we can see this with a little bit more context. So look at that big green daily dildo. This is beautiful. All right, so I want to point out that when we experienced this drop, when we were consolidating at 29K and we fell all the way down to this $26,000, $25,000 mark, we lost about 30% of open interest in futures. There was about 30% of positions that were absolutely liquidated. All right, that's massive. And if we look at options flow, we can actually see that there is this massive wall of calls between 30 and 35K. And as we move toward expiration, that creates a scenario where it is very likely that we do pump back up to 30K just to satisfy options gamma. All right. So the potential of this rally continuing back up to 30K is starting to look a little bit more juicy now. Now, also, we have seen the funding rate for perpetual futures increase by about 3% this week. And that's not anything crazy, but it is healthy. It is indicating that bullish traders are returning to the market. And certainly there is plenty of room still here to build long positions over the next few weeks. Our fear and greed index is still in the fear mode. And of course, Bitcoin had been significantly oversold with a little bit of technical divergence. So everything was there for us to see this move to the upside. This is exactly what I've been talking about. I said just as early as yesterday that I didn't expect price to move down and that I was long. I've gone over this several times. In addition to all of this, we also have this very lovely news coming from the SEC and the Grayscale situation, which we're going to get to in just a second. And Bitcoin is going to benefit massively from any approval or any positive news about any physical Bitcoin ETF approval from the SEC. Notice, by the way, and I'm not pulling up these charts, but notice if you go take a look, that GBTC's net asset value discount to BTC has narrowed by almost half. There was a massive NAV discount. I think it was like 48%. That's down to 26%. So it's been cut in half. So that NAV is narrowing and the opportunity to take those speculative GBTC bids are starting to dry up. You don't have much more time left. Now, in addition to this, we also have a very favorable macroeconomic backdrop for a Bitcoin pump. We talked just yesterday about how Jerome Powell at the end of last week said in Jackson Hole that he intended on raising rates. And what did the market do? It just continued to rally. So we don't care. We don't care about rates anymore. The market is shifting into bull mode, and most people are expecting a new all-time high for US stocks by the end of the year. And if that is going to happen, then Bitcoin is probably going to continue to rally. We might even get breaks above 30K and continue on with this 2023 rally. Now, I'm not quite there yet because, again, that does kind of go against my 4-year cycle thesis, but 4-year cycle thesis just says that we will have a final capitulation leg down before the actual bull market starts. So we can certainly continue to run. Until then, we have another 6 months until this year is concluded. Okay, so what is the biggest threat to price right now? Probably globally, not just for Bitcoin, but for US stocks. It's going to be China. China's economic situation right now is in absolute tatters, and their authoritarian leaders are starting to actually acknowledge this situation. However, we have seen a lot of initiatives to stabilize their economy over the last few months, which some would argue are actually working quite well. So we'll really have to just kind of take an eye and see. Key levels here for Bitcoin, we got to stay above 26K. We got to stay above 26K, or we're just going to, or this rally back up to 30K is not going to happen. So I think just the kind of the no-brainer situation is not right now. You don't have to chase the green red dildo, but looking to build long positions, if you have not already, over the next week or two is probably going to be a juicy potential moving back up to 30K. All right. And then at that point, if and when we get up close to or at 30K, we're going to reevaluate for our end of year kind of big picture swing plan here. All right, that's pretty much all I've got to say for BTC right now. Just beautiful, nice pump. I don't really recommend most traders do anything right now. If you're positioned, great. If you weren't, you're probably going to get in trouble here. Whether you're short or long, you're just going to probably screw it up. So just don't do anything. You don't really have to do anything at all unless you have a good strategy to deal with this high volatility. Personally, I'm looking at some point throughout the day for a plunge back down, and then I'll be looking to pick up positions. I don't know. I'm not really worried about it, right? I had the longs. I made, like good money off of that. My account's back up. Things are well. Altcoin trades are doing good. I've got all the time in the world. Plus, I'm going to be going on I'm going to be traveling starting Wednesday. So tomorrow. So I don't really want to have these big swing positions open. I just don't want to worry about it, right? I've got my September puts, which are probably going to expire worthless now, but whatever, I digress. They're just hedges against my spot holdings. All right, let's check in on our altcoin positions. These, of course, these positions were alerted and signaled to all of our premium members. We're long on Dydex, DOT, and Cardano. Dydex is doing pretty well. Again, just kind of in this same consolidation area. We snatched positions right in this consolidation area right here. And we had a good day today, right? We haven't been able to make significant forward progress, but we are still holding Dydex. Chart still looks good. We still like it. Everything's doing good with Dydex. Polkadot obviously doing fantastic as well. We almost hit our first take profit on today's position, looking for this kind of this movement off of support. Same kind of price pattern I was pointing out yesterday with most of the major altcoins. Double bottom. We got the oversold buy signal, of course, here from Minx and my ISA spot. Deviation from the Bollinger Bands and then trading back in. All of those as signals. And then, of course, VIX Fix and Lagoya PPO telling us that price is significantly oversold and there's a high probability trade setup here. So we took the trade. Dot's good. Cardano looks exactly the same. Same story. We actually did hit our first take profit for our Cardano trade. So congratulations to all the premium members who are holding on to those positions as well. There was more juice that I signaled for the premium group this morning as well, because we were able to enter and close out of a very profitable DeFi trade. I'm going to talk about that here in just a second as well. Of course, if you're interested in getting these alerts, these signals, this alpha, you can find all the information at our website, krakencryptocurrency.com, or join our Discord. All the information is there for you guys. Let's see here. All right, let's slide to DeFi real quick, and then we will. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Now, DeFi is going to take us a while because there's a lot of charts that I want to look at. So let's get right into the news. Let's get right into what actually happened today. And for that, we're going to do split screen charting. All right, here we go. Looking good. How are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat how you guys are doing. Are we doing good today? Yesterday, we, of course, were talking about the IRS and the SEC's enforcement action against the SEC. And we are going to start off today, of course, with the Grayscale news. Yeah, same thing here. So we're just going to start off right here with Grayscale news. So this is, of course, directly from coinmarketcap.com. Grayscale has won their lawsuit against the SEC. All right, so what has actually happened? So Grayscale Investments, let's see here. So Grayscale Investments successfully challenged the SEC's decision to deny its Bitcoin trust's conversion into an ETF. So Grayscale is looking to convert the GBTC trust into an exchange traded fund, a physical spot ETF. And of course, this decision, and this is why I said earlier, right? So that net asset value window, previously this year was at like 48%. Now it's at 26. So that window, that NAV is narrowing, right? And that has been a very much heralded technical indication or kind of just indicator or signal for how Bitcoin is doing, essentially. And there's also, of course, the play. You can get GBTC on the cheap. You can hedge with spot Bitcoin. There's lots of different strategies there for the more sophisticated investor. But this decision, I think, is going to have a massive impact on the discount rate of its shares, because right now they are trading at a massive discount to BTC, but I don't think that's going to last very long. So if you're looking for that alpha trade to get the GBTC on the cheap and then ride it up until there's parity with Bitcoin's price, you don't have much time. I don't think that's going to exist for much longer, especially if we continue to get positive news from this situation. Now, this was the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia that granted Grayscale's petition, which overturned the SEC's denial. So the SEC had denied their application. Now they actually have to review their application, okay? And of course, following this, Bitcoin's price immediately surged. All right, now, this is interesting because, I don't want to like shill Grayscale or anything, but unlike all the other companies that have applied or petitioned to get their Bitcoin ETF, Grayscale is the only one that fought back. Grayscale absolutely fought back. They fought back. They are the only ones that legally challenged the SEC, and they won. This is awesome. And hopefully, ideally, this sets a precedent for all the other companies aiming to launch their own Bitcoin ETFs. Cathie Wood's ARK Invest is trying to launch their own ETF. Several companies are trying to launch their own ETF. And this could reshape the regulatory landscape around the SEC's conversation or mentality regarding Bitcoin ETFs. So I do think that it is coming. Institutions are coming. ETFs coming. Number go up. So I think this is great. This is great. I think this is improving sentiment. We are, of course, I think we've got an exciting next 6 months, guys, because in 6 weeks, we're going to have the Sam Bankman-Fried trial. And that is going to bring so much media attention back onto cryptocurrency. We kind of lulled, away all the stuff, was going on. Like Bitcoin wasn't really in the news. But now with SBF, I think we're going to get right back into the news cycle. And especially if we can get an announcement of a ETF, life is good. All right. And just to kind of bring home, I think people really overcomplicate this when they're thinking about the news. So, we were able to find this meme, and this is, just your typical like low IQ, high IQ, and why everybody in the middle like doesn't make money, but stupid people do, and very smart people do, but average people don't. Grayscale 1, send it. Number goes up, right? Like whereas in the middle, like it's not a victory, it's only a middle step in getting the SEC to review their. Who gives a fuck, man? Like Grayscale 1. Send it. All right. And obviously you don't have to look anywhere but the Bitcoin chart to see that. Right. So, okay. The red coats are coming. All right. Quick pause. Shout outs to everybody in the chat. I see Alex81SG, Alexander Pearson. We've got the Wanderer, B-Flow, Ron Legato, Crypto Rick. What's going on, guys? So good to see you. Magnus, good to see you as well, my friend. Am I saying super cycle? Ooh, bring on Zusu, man. What's up? Hold on. Is that Zusu calling? Oh, shit. I'll call him back later. All right. All right, let's see what's next. So I think this is absolutely fantastic. Just a huge win, right? There's not too much to say about this. This is very cut and dry, very simple. Again, obviously, this is not a direct road to the ETF, but it is just such a good precedent, hopefully, that we're setting for these other companies. And just, as they say in chess, PP on the PP, right? Put pressure on the pinned piece. This is putting more pressure on the SEC to do the right thing. So, all right. In the next amount of scuttlebutt, of course, we've got some negative news. It can't all be good. Let's talk about Binance. All right, and CZ. Okay, so last night, under the cloak of shadows, the SEC has filed a mysterious, hidden, confidential motion with the court. All right. So the SEC submitted a sealed motion in their ongoing case against Binance, keeping the contents of said motion confidential. The motion, what we do know is that the motion contains over 35 exhibits. It has a declaration from Jennifer Farrer, who she is an SEC trial attorney, and a proposed order for the court. We haven't had a response from the court. We don't know exactly what has happened yet. And of course, we don't know what is in this, what the contents of the motion was. And of course, this is raising a lot of eyebrows because this is very unusual. These confidential filings with the SEC, because typically these are considered public domain situations, like with right to know. We, the public, have the right to know what the SEC, what government institutions are alleging against private companies, right? This is because that's freedom, right? Like we have the freedom to build our own company. We have the freedom to conduct business as we like. And if you, the government, want to come screw with us and get into our business and take our money and maybe shut us down, well, you're going to tell us why, and you're going to tell everybody why. This is the public stage. This is our rights. So, and which reminds me, by the way, quick shout out here and slight deviation, right? Huge fan of Dune. And I've been rereading the Dune series recently, and I just finished God Emperor of Dune. It's one of my favorite books, actually. It's the third book in the series, or excuse me, it's the fourth book in the series. And I think that, obviously I know that a lot of people are familiar with Dune. Of course, the new movie came out, and we have part 2 coming out very soon. So highly recommend you guys go check that out. Beautiful movie adaptations. And I do really like the sci-fi television show, the Sci-Fi Network's miniseries of Children of Doom was absolutely fantastic. But I think that a lot of people miss one of the most important points about kind of the middle of Dune and the whole idea of Leto Atreides and the 3,500 years of his tyrannical rule and all of this, and why he did it in the Golden Path and all that. The theme for that entire part of the books is it's an exhortation. It is Frank Herbert, the author, yelling at humanity to say, listen, you cannot idly stand by and watch your freedoms be taken away. If you even see somebody like remotely come to take away your freedoms, you should make a lot of noise. You should scream. You should fight with everything you have, because it is that slow, insidious creeping and removal of rights. Slowly. Oh, it's not a big deal, right? It's just the homeowners association. It's not a big deal. Everybody's doing it. It's not a big deal. This is to keep the youth safe. Like, no, these are all invasions of privacy. These are all invasions of our freedom. These are all violations of the fundamental reasons why we believe what we believe, particularly in this country, but universally, these are universally held beliefs because they are universally true. That it is the individual that is important, that it is the individual that exists, that it is the individual's rights, that it is the purpose of society to make the individual existence better or more tangible or more palatable. And when we see governments begin to kind of creep in and slowly take rights away, it is wrong for us to just idly sit by and lackadaisically let our freedoms completely evaporate, right? Everything that we've seen over the last few decades, from the Patriot Act to everything, right? It's getting worse, and I don't think people are making enough noise. And that's why I go live every day. So anyways, moving on. Slight diatribe. Go read Dune if you haven't already, and highly recommend, of course, God Emperor of Dune. So, now I do from this article, we do of course have some quotes from, let me see if I can find it. Yes, John Reed Stark. So in these tweets, John Reed Stark, he is a former SEC official, and he mentions that such sealed filings, such as the one that the SEC filed last night, are extremely rare. And he emphasized, again, the public's right to know about what the SEC's actions are. What is their evidence? What are they doing? Now, he proposes two theories, and of course, these make sense. One, either the SEC is filing the sealed motion so that they can avoid interfering, and by interfering, I mean disclosing publicly information that would be relevant to a U.S. Department of Justice concurrent investigation into Binance as well. So if we assume that not only is the SEC working against Binance, but also the DOJ, then it makes sense that perhaps the DOJ has uncovered information in their investigation that the SEC is now using to try to get favor from the courts. And the reason that they would keep that information confidential is because they don't want to reveal their hand of what the DOJ is doing, the left and the right hand of the government. Secondly, the other possibility is that they are attempting to protect a witness, whether it be an individual, an entity, a group of entities, or a company. All right. So these are the two theories that John Reed Stark proposes for why this confidential filing was filed. But again, fundamentally, this is extremely rare and unusual, and also, in my opinion, a violation of our rights to know what's going on. And of course, just so you guys know what is absolutely going on, the SEC has accused Binance of violating federal securities laws by offering unregistered securities, specifically BNB and their BUSD stablecoin, which was issued by Paxos. They're no longer issuing the BUSD stablecoin. So let me know what you guys think about this. Highly unusual. We don't know a lot yet, but just putting this on your radar so that you can be prepared to get your goddamn money off of Binance. Please get it off of Binance. Anyways, moving on. Okay. In like mildly unrelated scuttlebutt, but slightly interesting, I just wanted to put across your radar that let's see here. Yeah. So this individual, let me actually get to the big chart. This individual right here posted on Twitter, and this is getting a lot of traction right now. There is a cryptocurrency called Magic. This is a kind of a big ecosystem that's treasured out. This individual claims to be a former maxi. He's a magic whale, and he says that he's selling all of his bags and opening up shorts. And here's why. He says, long story short, the Treasure DAO team is selling all of their magic. That's 50 and at a 50% discount from spot. All right. So this is an OTC deal, backroom deal. He says that whales are dumping. The team has lied to investors, and it's probably going to zero. And then he, of course, shills himself on friend.tech, whatever, dude. Now, since this came out this morning, there's actually been quite a bit of contrary posts saying that this is BS, right? So for example, here we have something from Digital Strategies saying, to clarify, 100% that is not the team selling their magic. They know the counterparty of that specific deal, and it's not the team. And the counterparty is not selling because they're bearish, but because they have to, right? For administrative reasons, all right? Which makes sense. certain entities are required based on either risk parity or risk management or just the requirements of the entity that they've set up, perhaps to their investors or stakeholders, that they have to have a certain amount of funds in certain things. And if their risk gets too large in one particular token, they just have to dump it, or they have to dump a portion of it. So this is not the only tweet, but I just figured I'd show you these two. And along the same line, I did, of course, because I'm always interested in looking for a juicy trade, I did, of course, pull up the magic chart. It is available on Binance and ByBit. So I was thinking about, like, when I first read that tweet, I was like, well, maybe I'll go short this on ByBit and I'll join this dude. But if we look at this chart, this is not a chart I want to short. Like, this is not a chart I want to short at all. Like, what is going on here? Like, what is there to short? You know, like, yeah, maybe we go to zero, but then, like, how, you know, I just don't see it. Right. So this is, like, obviously I don't really like catching falling knives, but I'm not going to lie, this is kind of looking juicy, right? Like, we are at basically as low as we can get. We drove down that last wick into historical support. And yeah, obviously I don't want to buy anything right now, but if we can see some consolidation here and maybe a pushback to the upside, then magic actually doesn't look too bad for a long, right? Let's actually get our... excuse me. This is what I want. Yeah, we actually have, look, check this out. This is interesting. We've got a little bit of regular bullish divergence here, and PPO and VIX are starting to light up here. We also have deviation from the Bollinger Band and then trading back inside of it. So just putting this on your radar, magic does look interesting to me here. I really don't want to be shorting this. I could be completely wrong, but just something to keep on your radar. I think that's interesting. All right, let's get into DeFi. Let's get into DeFi. Let's take it back down Guavalay. All right. First thing I will share with you guys, we're going to head over to Dex Screener now. So shout outs to the premium members who got into my BookieBot trade. I talked about BookieBot yesterday and said that, BookieBot was absolutely on fire yesterday. Let's go to the daily chart. Of course, we were on absolute fire yesterday, just pump. This was a completely green candle yesterday, did end up closing bearish. And then I was just watching this on the LTFs. I saw that we had this trend line that absolutely broke down. But then just this morning, I noticed that price spiked down and Bitcoin was, of course, pumping. So I snatched up some BB. And yeah, I already sold. I sold for about an 18% profit. Of course, like I said to the premium members, you guys can continue to hold if you want. You guys know how I do DeFi degen plays. Sometimes I hold, sometimes I take my profits. It's just kind of depends on how I feel. But I took some profits on this real quick. It has, of course, gone back up a little bit since I've taken profits. So now it's at an even higher price. I think I sold at like 186. We are now at 215, which let me actually see. So here is our official trade sheet. And what did I get? Yeah, I got it for 162.13. 162.13. That was the price that I signaled to the premium members. And I'm just trying to get approximately, yeah, right here. So yeah, we're about 30%. So, you know, you grab yourself a quick 30% gain, premium members who caught that signal. Otherwise, you can continue to hold. Again, it's possible. These are DeFi and DJI plays. We can just continue to pump up to 4, maybe 3. But I'll leave that to your discretion. I give you the signals, you manage the trade. All right. We, of course, also talked about guys yesterday. I did end up scooping up guys right around 5,322, I believe was my entry price, so about 53 cents. We did, of course, dump a little bit more over last night. We've now pumped back to our entry, so I will leave that one in your guys' hands. Guys is a little bit of a longer hold for me. I like the fundamentals. I do wish the market cap was a little bit lower. This would be more excited, but I'd like to see us get to a $10 million market capitalization here. So nice 2x here. I'm looking for at least on Geyser. So I'll see you guys around $1.20. All right, that's what I'm kind of thinking for guys. That's enough of pumping my own bags. Let's actually look at some data for today. All right, so first things first, new protocol on my radar is called Silent DAO, called Silent Protocol. I think this is cool. You guys know that I'm a huge privacy advocate. What Silent DAO is doing, so as far as I know, there's not actually a token to speculate on, so this is not an investment opportunity, but just a protocol that you guys could perhaps support, and perhaps they'll launch a token at some point in the future. But what these guys are actually trying to do, they are privacy focused, and what they're trying to do, without too much jargon, is build an encrypted middle layer for EVM transactions. All right, so that you can use their protocol to conduct transactions with any kind of decentralized application. And this, by going through the silent protocol, instead of directly interacting with the decentralized application, all of your information remains anonymous and private to the decentralized application. All right. So just like guys, obviously I know that privacy plays have not always historically worked out well, although I'm still mining Monero. But again, I just think it is good to support and advocate for these things for the community. So I think this is good. Like, because right now you're dumping so much information, especially if you're not really educated about proper OPSEC. You're dumping so much private data to these dApps, to these websites when you interact with them, especially if you're not even cloaking your IP address or anything like that. So having this nice, hopefully simple to use protocol will allow a lot of people to have privacy easily more integrated. They are going to be integrating with CowSwap first. CowSwap, obviously, we played that late last year, earlier this year. I can't remember when CowSwap launched, but CowSwap's pretty interesting and unique. I like the idea there. But they're going to be integrating with that. So if this is seamless and if they're just integrating with protocols, I think this is fantastic for the end user. So I'll put links, of course, in the description after I'm done here, but this is their official Twitter, Silent DAO. This is their website, silentprotocol.org. So go do some research, read up on them, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments, of course. Man. Yeah, I apologize, guys. Got to pay the bills, I guess. We got to pay the bills. Apologize for the ads, but guys, thank you for the support. Okay, what is next on the radar? Okay, so we talked about Silent DAO. Let's talk about what had some big inflows within the last 24 hours as far as DeFi goes. So what big inflows? There's a new Pepe, guys. I don't know if you know this. There's a new Pepe. There's a new Pepe in town. Let's go take a glance. Okay, yeah, here's the new Pepe. All right, launched about 4 days ago, long period of consolidation, and then a massive double pump here. We've now come back down. Nice retracement here. Let's actually see what do we got going on here. We're going to measure from the bottom of the pump up. Yeah, so this is a nice 786 retracement that we've seen from the bottom of the pump all the way up to the top. Of course, we do, of course, have this kind of interesting idea from Magnus, which is to measure from the candle body. And that doesn't really change anything, right? That would say that, yeah, we still hit the 786, so no big change there. So perhaps good pullback price. Even though we had a little bit of a sell-off, not a significant amount of outflows, I think. Pepe still had the largest amount of influx. So a lot of individuals bought this up, and usually we would expect to see something of an aftershock pump. So let's see. I'll let you guys make your own decisions. As I'm going to be traveling tomorrow, and I've already picked up the guy's position with 1% of equity. I'm not the 4 tokens that I'm about to show you. I haven't taken positions in. I'm interested in them, but I'm going to just be patient with these and wait. You guys do your own degening on your own time. I just show you the alpha. You make your own calls. Yeah, so Pepe had some massive inflows. I think the chart looks pretty good. Obviously, we've got this nice sideways consolidation. What do we want to see? A lot of triggers you could use for this. Let's just draw a trend line, right? Pretty sloppy trend line, but we can just draw a trend line here. And so we have this kind of meso downtrend right here. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Wait for the trend to break. And then we want to see a BPR, not just a trend line break. We want to see a BPR. It's so easy to get snaked in to a little trend line break and then price just keeps going back down. That's not what we want to see. You do not enter on breakouts of trend lines alone, at least if you're following the PTP methodology. You wait for a BPR. What is a BPR? It is a break, pullback, retest, and then we go long when price starts going back up. We want to see confirmation that the market actually cares that price broke a structure. Right? The market might not care. Just because we break a trend line doesn't mean bulls care. They don't want to buy. Price goes back down. If nobody cares, if the buyers don't step in, then there's no point in longing something that's not going to go up. You want to see break a structure, pull back, see that structure act as support, and then we go long. All right, very simple. All right, so Pepe looking juicy. Not really at this particular moment. We need to see a little bit more data, but just showing you something that's really hot right now. All right, Pepe. Olas had the second highest amount of inflow over the last 24 hours. And this chart is actually significantly more juicy in my opinion, right? Same thing. We have launch. We've seen nice advancement from Olas so far. Nice push up, consolidation, nice push up. We are, of course, seeing a bunch of distribution right here, right? There is a large turnover, right? As we have had some nice movements to the upside here. But we are at support, consolidating. We can play this range for quite a while as the original whales try to distribute. And this is a 30% range. range. So good degenning here on OLOS. All of these coins are also available on Uniswap as well. And as I said, OLOS saw a massive influx of inflows over the last 24 hours. Okay. Next up is Shia. Shia also experienced a significant amount of inflows over the last 24 hours, looking very similar to the OLOS chart here. Of course, earlier and newer. So 2 runs so far, and now we've come back down to our previous level of resistance and support. Could expect a little bit of a pump here, maybe only up to 48, which is going to be what, like a 20% trade? Yeah, like a 20 to 30% trade if we do bounce from this deviation back up. Of course, you guys make your own decisions. Shia here, let's see here. Probably of all the tokens, I probably like this chart the best. I'm not gonna lie. All right, what's the last one? Ben. Believe it or not, Ben. All right. So yeah, Ben here to me is very interesting because of course we had all the FUD, we had the long sell-off, and now we've got this basically W bottom pattern here. Nice double bottom right here, and and continuing to climb up 48% on the daily. And don't underestimate these bounce from the bottom pumps, right? Like this is just a simple move, and we continue to see the buys come in here on Ben. All right. So, and all of these are, you know, roughly not extreme low cap. So definitely plenty of liquidity and opportunities for you guys to either snipe these, play these, lots of different trading opportunities. What were the biggest outflows? What things looked dead? Bad had, this is Bad Idea AI. Massive outflows over the last 24 hours. So not looking very hot. So I would dump Bad. I'm not going to go through the rest of these, but DMT, Hilo, LINQ, Unibot, massive outflows of Unibot. BookieBot, so I'm glad that we were able to snatch our profits, and MOG. All right. Overall, like obviously you guys know the strategy here is we try to capture like new launches, like when things come out. Obviously just being early is usually the best alpha you can have. New launches yesterday were pretty lackluster. Most attention in the DeFi space was going to be on the new Pepe, the Shia, the LinQ, and the OLOS. And the last thing I'm going to share with you guys is there is a new Discord trading bot protocol. So of course, you know that the current narrative has been Telegram trading bot protocols, and any token associated with Telegram trading bots has done just crazy. Of course, BookieBot, we were able to snatch 17% of that just today in about an hour. But there is a new Discord trading bot protocol, and let me pull this up. This is Octaspot. It's called Octaspot. Here's their official Twitter, OCTUS_BOT. Don't give me this shit. Let me just look at the tweet. Oh, come on, man. Sorry. Here we go. All right, Octaspot. Yeah. So #1 Discord trading bot, Octaspot XYZ. I'm interested in this because it's a first mover. All right. And of course, as you guys know, of course, we just get the option to connect wallet. First movers, again, just being early is usually the alpha. All right. So official website, official Discord. You guys can go check this out. You can do flash loans from Aave. Let's see what else here. Yeah, they got, so they're pre-selling the Octus token right now. Again, I haven't deep dived on this. I'm just bringing you to this. I'm just bringing this to you because it's across my radar. So usually the way this works is I bring you guys information, and then one of you Giga nerds like comes to me with all the actual evidence and data, which is great, and then I share that back on stream. So it's a win-win. But this could run. The token could run because it's a first mover. I haven't heard of a Discord trading bot protocol. Obviously, this is trying to take advantage of the Telegram popularity. But the only thing I'm concerned about or thinking about is we just need to see like what the demand is for Discord trading bot protocols, right? So I'm unclear, but I'm interested. I might stack $1,000 into it. We'll see. I'm probably not going to get on the pre-sale or anything like that. Again, I'm going to be traveling, so I will leave that up to you guys. Let me know what your success or experience is with this octopus-shaped looking Discord bot. Of course, don't need an Octus bot to get good signals in the Discord. All right. That's pretty much everything I got for today, guys. That covers DeFi, altcoins, the news, and of course, Bitcoin. It's going to be volatile today. I'm just going to go back to my original advice on BTC. I expect to see some pretty intense volatility And I think that traders should probably be cautious here, right? You know, volatility's starting to tighten up here. So we're probably going to get a move here within an hour or two. Open interest is continuing to rise in this area. All right. Open interest is rising and CVD indicates that buyers are in complete control. So I would probably expect something like this. All right. Dump pump. Dump pump. You guys can see I got my TP area up here at about 28,000. We, of course, did pump up all the way up to 27,000. That was my initial idea for taking profits. And that has been satisfied. So you heard it here, folks. 25 to 27 to 28. That's what I said yesterday. It's literally what I said yesterday. And today it has happened. So, all right, now I will give you guys, the audience, it is your time. Questions, comments, concerns, chart requests. What do you want to know? What do you want to see? Come on, guys. Let's do this. Come on. By the way, smash the like button. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm notices me. Okay, let's see here. Let's go through the chats. Crypto Rick says, I know you should never say this time it's different. Yeah, that's what my, that is the catchphrase of ex-partners, the worldwide. But when everyone online seems to think they have cycles sussed out, could this time it be different? So what you're suggesting is that because many individuals are talking about the 4-year cycle thesis, that this time we will not, that things will not play out. And directly relating to what we're talking about, the price will likely not dump and that we will just continue to pump. That would be beautiful because I have a lot of spot BTC. Alexander Pearson says Ripple also challenged the SEC. Yes, of course, Ripple was the first to win their kind of landmark case for crypto companies against the SEC. I was just specifically saying that Grayscale is the only company that had their ETF application denied that decided to legally challenge the SEC on the denial of the application of the ETF. Yes, you are absolutely right. XRP Master Race. Is CC? Wow, I can't read that on stream. They're very form-fitting underwear on the right. Yeah, you guys can see like what I'm advertised to. Clearly, I wear the tidy whities. Dune is about oil. Don't let anyone take your oil. Yes, of course. Yes, spice is a metaphor for oil, of course. Pump it. B-Flow. 4 days is a long period of consolidation for something new, bro. Alex wants to take a look at Sui. We were looking at it the other day. I just feel like it's juicier now. Yeah, let's take a gandy at the Susi. It's going up with old Sui. Sui. Wow, sorry. Just assaulted my microphone. Yeah, so Alex and I were looking at Sui. We were thinking that we were juicy, of course. And this is looking, you know what I'm saying? We got the Minx buy signal right here. In profit on that signal, I will say. Drew the horizontal ray from, of course, the low point, nice deviation below and currently holding. All right. So, so what I want to see now, of course, there's two trades here. Of course, there's buying right here and taking profit at resistance. I'm not into that. But that's an idea, of course. So now that we kind of, so I was just talking about this like BPR structure methodology, right? Where we want to see that the traders actually care that a level has shifted or that a structure has been broken or that things have changed. Okay. So this, I call these deviations. Some people call them sweeps. In Wyckoff theory, they're called springs, but that's more specific to a very particular chart pattern. I just call them deviations. We have a range, we have a place where price has been, and then we deviate below support or above resistance. And that's a deviation. And it's a deviation because it doesn't go anywhere, right? We just come right back in. Bloop. It's a blip on the radar. It's an anomaly. It's a deviation. But deviations often tell you that something is going on, right? And in this case, since we deviated below support and we came right back into the range, we have now pulled back and we are retesting the support level, hopefully as support. So if we hold it, like I said, there's two trades here. You can assume you can trade as if the support level will hold and you want to take profit at resistance, right? We're just playing the range. There's nothing wrong with that. But for the swing trade that I'm looking for, if altcoins are going to perform well moving forward, then what I want to see is I want to see a breakout of 60 cents. And in this situation, I would just buy the breakout. I wouldn't go for the BPR. We already had the deviation. Volatility is relatively compressed. I don't necessarily think we're there yet, Alex. If we look at the daily Bollinger Bands, they're still pretty wide. I'd like to see volatility tighten up before we actually get resolution of this and a significant move. And maybe, it's possible that Sui just spends a longer period in sideways consolidation here. All right. But yes, Sui is still on my radar, right? It's on my red list. I'm watching Sui. I'm watching AVAX every day. Oh, and there goes AVAX. There goes AVAX. There goes AVAX. Yeah. I knew I should have bought. It's all right. So yeah, I want to see a break now. I do want to see a break. Of course, the buying it now is valid. There's nothing wrong with that since we've already had the deviation. But I think I want to swing trade on Sui, and for that I'd break here. But yeah, good eye, Alex. This is looking good. This is starting to look better and better, assuming that we don't check tomorrow when it's down here. Magnus says, how low do you think the dump might go? Oh, you're like right now, currently? I don't know. Let's just take a look. I mean, listen, it's, I'm not going to lie. This is going to be depressing. It is entirely possible we just come back to the range. All right. That would be sad. But just looking at the chart right now, I mean, you know, back to 27,300. Maybe a little bit lower, maybe like 20, like these are big gaps, right? So we could fill this gap at like 26,970. 26,970 would be like a good pullback. But I would be waiting. I wouldn't be catching these knives, like for real. Like trading today, I think is going to be brutal. I wouldn't be catching these knives today. I would just let price go wherever it's going to go. Like this is like we're setting up for a setup right here, right? We're on the 15-minute chart. We had a big move. Now price is sideways. Volatility is tightening. How do we know volatility is tightening? Because the Bollinger Bands are getting tighter and tighter. Good trade setups for the newer trader without a good strategy is just to wait until volatility is really tight and then trade in the direction of the breakout. And then exit when price is oversold or overbought. Simple. So simple day trading strategy today for Bitcoin. Wait until these Bollinger Bands compress. If they don't compress and price moves, then that's okay. You'll find another trade setup. Just patient. If you just wait for those conditions, that's a pretty good strategy. That's what I would do. Yeah, but yeah, we could fill this gap here. We could also fill this gap here. We could completely come back to the range, or we could just alley-oop down here to like 27.3 and then push up to 28. If we push up to 28, then I would expect a more pronounced pullback. So maybe just an alley-oop down to 27.3 and then up to 28. Have you tried showing a little skin? You might get a bump on the algo. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. See. I don't know. Are you guys smashing the like button more? Are we getting more likes? Is it working? Is this working for you? Thanks, Brett. I appreciate all of your attempts to get us to the top of to the number one of the Bitcoin search page. Okay. Let's see here. That's about all I've got, guys. Because I've got a mentoring session here in like 30 minutes that I want to prepare for. And I want to, we're gonna get kicked off YouTube for this cunt. Yeah. Janix. Yeah, I apologize, man. I'm misspeaking a little bit. I in my head, when I was long on BTC, my take profits were at 27,000 and at 28,000. Both of those positions are now closed, so it doesn't matter. I just see that I have this this zone of supply up here, and it's actually 28.8 to 29. All right, so I apologize. When I said 28, I really meant this area of my chart right here. So that's 28, like basically 29,000, 28.9 to 29,000. I can remove my like and re-like if that helps. It might, man. I don't know. It might. All right, guys. As I said, updates here. That's woo. Okay. Updates here. I will be traveling starting tomorrow. I am going to be driving back to Iowa with my family and spending a night with my mother and my family there. And then I'm going to be going to Shangri-La Fest in Minnesota. So I will be at Shangri-La Fest Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I will be in Iowa for Monday and Tuesday, and I will be driving back home on Wednesday. So I will not be live streaming until Thursday. So there will be roughly a week-long pause here in the live streaming. I have a bunch of content coming out, though. Don't worry. And I will, of course, be active in the Discord throughout all. I will still be trading. I will still be posting analysis. Everything will be good. We have a video coming out on Thursday all about trading lower time frames, specifically how to take your technical indicator strategies that you're trading on the hourly or the daily and how to port those down to the 15-minute or the 5-minute, right? So we go over how to adjust your indicators, things to avoid, tips and tricks for the modern crypto trader. So definitely watch for that video coming out on Thursday. On Sunday, I've got a special video coming out, the 5 reasons why you suck at trading cryptocurrency, where very similar to my book, The 5 Mistakes Holding You Back from Profitable Trading, I identify 5 very, very common mistakes that traders make when trading cryptocurrency that just holds them back from getting good gains, consistent gains, or big gains. So check for that video. It's coming out on Sunday. And then ideally, we'll also have a video coming out on Tuesday if the editors are able if I'm able to get, it's not on them, it's on me, if I'm able to get everything together. So I will not see you guys for a week, but I will be seeing you if you are in the Discord, but I will be back to live streaming on Thursday. So set your clocks, set your calendars, all of that good jazz. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's breaking Bitcoin market update. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Smash the like button. It is the only way the YouTube algorithm recognizes us or notices us or pushes us up in the rankings. And I do want to get this information to as many people as possible. You can sign up to copy trade me on Fairdesk if you want to earn when I earn and lose when I lose. Link down in the description. Free guide waiting for you down in the description as well. And if you'd like to experience more alpha up to date, you can join the premium trading group. But whatever you do, join our Discord. You guys have been fantastic. Bitcoin's going to be volatile today, so be very, very careful, guys. I'm going to be, I made my money. I'm going to be coasting for about a week now, guys. Nothing much to do for me. All right. I will see you guys on the next one. Trade safely. Cheers, guys. Thank you for everything.